As we all know, getting a mortgage is a big commitment, and if you're looking for the right steps into purchasing your first home, this is what you need to know.
We have a chance to talk with the experts about home mortgages and a giveaway of $10,000 to get furniture. Joining us with the details, we have Paulette and Darren from Hawaii Financial Federal Credit Union. Nice to have you on Living 808.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Well, you guys are very popular right now. The real estate market has been so hot. So tell me some of the steps and the pointers that we should know about getting a mortgage in this market right now.
Well, you know, buying a house is really a huge step in everyone's lives. In fact, it's going to be the single largest purchase 99.9% of us ever make in our lives. So sort of the rule of thumb is having 20% down and having all your monthly payments total no more than about 30% of your gross income. The reality is, with how expensive Hawaii is as far as a market goes, there are all kinds of programs, though, that involve things as low as 3% down. But the thing we always tell people is the best thing to do is schedule an appointment with us so we can sit down and go through it with them. We want to make sure that when we consult with the members that they're completely, aware of everything that goes on in not only the mortgage process, but once they get the home and get the mortgage, so that moving forward they have no trouble making those payments. So it's really more about getting as much information as possible and sitting down with us and really getting through all those digits and making sure all those numbers line up. That's really the best first step, and that's really going to help them carrying forward when they buy their house.
Now, I see some other helpful things. This was news to me, but all of the other things you have to account for after that. It's not just having the down payment, right? There's other homeowner costs that you need to put into the equation.
Absolutely. And what we normally tell people is you can expect to have anywhere from 3 to 5% of additional costs, 3 to 5% of your purchase price of additional costs. Then that's everything from closing costs through even simple things like first year insurance, first month's maintenance fees. There's a lot of additional costs involved. And that's just to get into the property. After you've moved in, of course, you have everything from electrical, cable, water, all those different expenses as well. So that's why it's really important that you have a really good budget set up before you walk into the buying process.
Let's spend a little time talking about mortgage insurance.
Sure. A lot of people, when they hear mortgage insurance, they think, oh, that's the insurance I buy to protect myself in case I die, or that's the insurance in case my house burns down. Actually, mortgage insurance is completely different. Yes, there are things like credit insurance where if you pass away or if you get injured, disability coverages and stuff like that. And of course, there's fire and hurricane insurance or flood insurance to cover the property. Mortgage insurance, however, is when you have less than 20% down. It's a mechanism to allow the lender to do the loan for you to cover some of that risk because you don't have 20% down. So it is an expense to you, either monthly or as an upfront cost, but it's definitely something that's going to factor into your loan if you have less than 20% down. Basically, it makes it possible for the lender to do the loan for you with less than 20% down.
All right, Darren, we're on a roll. I'm going to ask you another question. I feel like it's like 5 questions with Darren. We're going to get to you, I promise, Paula, in just a second. With a second mortgage, do you need a down payment for that?
Usually not. Usually with a second mortgage, whether it's a second mortgage like a fixed rate second mortgage or a second mortgage like a home equity line of credit, or HELOC as they call it, you typically have shown enough ability to make the payments and you have equity built in. So typically there's no down payment. There's typically also no out-of-pocket expenses for those types of products.
Okay, last question here for you for this round is, what are some important decisions when picking your mortgage lender? Because there are a lot of companies right now.
Absolutely. And, one of the most important things is you got to be comfortable. You got to trust the person that you're working with. We kind of pride ourselves. Thank you. We pride ourselves here at being, the type of people that work with members to make sure they have all the information possible prior to even signing the first application paper. And that comfort level absolutely is step one, because you got to be able to trust that person, because most of us don't do this every single day, all day. So it's very important that you have that trust. And of course, after that, it is very important that you do review all the documents and all the numbers that they send you to make sure that you yourself are comfortable with everything that's being told. So again, building that trust, and of course, doing your own due diligence, even with that person you trust, to make sure that you're comfortable with everything that's happening all the way along the line. And there's usually plenty of time to do that. So make sure you take advantage of that time to make sure that you're completely comfortable.
No offense to you, but I think we might have saved the best for last. We need to talk about the $10,000 furniture giveaway. Paulette, tell me how that works. Who's eligible for that?
Anyone who takes out a home loan product with us to the end of November will be eligible for the $10,000 furniture giveaway. And we're excited to give that away. Also, during this time, we are giving away free appraisals. So anyone who does take out a home loan with us will get a free appraisal from us. Right, Darren?
Absolutely. In general, you'll find that we tend to have some of the lowest closing costs in the state, and that includes national lenders who can lend in the state. So as you're going through those numbers, again, very important to trust that person, but also go through those numbers, and you'll see that in general, we tend to have some of the lowest closing costs in the entire state.
And $10,000 worth of furniture. Too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Did we mention $10,000 worth of furniture? Well, that's great. What is the website, or how can people get in touch if they're looking to, first of all, qualify for that, but also to get help with a mortgage?
They can visit www.hificu.com. That's HIFICU.com. Or call Darren at 832-8700. Oh, and remember, 808-832-8700.
Darren, she just gave your digits out, so your phone might be blowing up. Are you okay with that?
Completely. Absolutely. Give us a call. We'd be happy to sit down. Like I said, best thing to do is sit down, schedule an appointment with us. We can start you through that process and get you comfortable with what you need to do. And that's really the most important thing when it comes to buying a house.
Absolutely. We encourage everyone to look into home ownership, and it's one of the best things that you could ever do.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for joining us, and hope you have a happy and safe holiday season.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
We had a blast doing that Zoom interview.
I was going to say, also, if you didn't catch that, that was $10,000 worth of furniture.
Exactly. And the digits are 808.
Yo, your phone's going to be blowing up. I think I'm going to hit you up when I start buying a house. I mean, I know I'm looking, but...
Are you? That's
I'm
a big step,
looking.
Mikey Moniz. That's a big step.
I know. It's kind of also a scary step.